Welcome back to ciLiving. September is National Library Card Sign-Up Month, and Jade from Effingham Public Library is here with all the information you need. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having us.
All right, so tell me about Library Card Sign-Up Month.
So Library Card Sign-Up Month is basically we're just trying to get people in the library. We're trying to get cards in hands. The library is for everybody. We want everybody there. So this is just a fun way to promote it.
And I see that you have brought some books for us that look like they are for all reading levels. So what have you brought today?
So Library Line, which I read to my kids last night, is about a lion who's allowed in the library as long as he follows the rules. 2 disastrous results, but you know.
And so what kind of rules is he potentially going to break at the library?
No roaring. That's the big one. No roaring.
And I imagine for a lion, look at the page we turned to, that was perfect. So no roaring in the library. Are there other things that he has to learn and take care to do and not do?
He actually learns to go around and help the librarian and kind of wins her over because she was against him being there in the first place. But
that's nice. Sometimes it's you kind of get more flies with honey, as they say, since we were talking about bees earlier. All right, and then what about this one?
So this one is actually written by a former librarian, and this is about a girl who's kind of a bookworm, and her high school library starts banning books. So she creates a secret locker library and starts allowing her fellow students to check them out.
That's really cool. That kind of sounds like in real life we have the lending libraries. There's one in a park that I walk by. Some of my neighbors have them out where they just sort of put up a little birdhouse looking thing and put
little free libraries.
Yeah, those are pretty neat. Free libraries. And so then is there sort of romance? Well, how would you like classify this genre-wise?
I wouldn't classify it as a romance. This is the only one I haven't actually read.
Oh,
but
gotcha. Okay,
so I'm asking
the tough questions. There's so many books in the library, though. You are not by any means expected to read them all. And then what about this one?
So this is Book and Dagger. This is about how librarians and other academics kind of helped the war effort during World War II. You know, you don't expect librarians to be the ones being spies and, you know, spreading information to kind of help our military. So I hope this will do for librarians what Indiana Jones did for archaeologists. We'll see.
Oh, sure. And is this the type of book that kind of has a lot of like action and things like that, since there's espionage in it?
This one in particular did, and it's all based on true stories. It's a nonfiction book, so it cites all of its sources. It goes into a lot of very interesting details. It's just a really good book.
It sounds like the type of book that would make a good movie. And I know I've been rewatching, there's an old TV show from like 2012 called Person of Interest. I've been rewatching it, and they use like Dewey Decimal System as code to communicate.
Interesting.
So that's really cool. And then I see you've brought some other things as well.
Yes.
So this is from your library of things,
right? It is,
right?
and these are just the ones I thought could fit on the counter. In addition to these, so this is a ravioli maker.
Oh my goodness,
yes.
Okay.
Yep, so you lay your pasta on here, use this to kind of push it down, put your filling in. It's very interesting, very simple.
So you just kind of roll the dough out over this and then push it through?
Push it through, put your filling in, put another layer on top, just kind of squish it together. It comes with detailed instructions with
it as well. And so you just borrow this and then bring it back?
Bring it back whenever you're done, and that is a stud finder. Pretty classic piece of construction equipment, but not everybody wants to buy one. If you only use it once a year, come to the library, check out ours.
Right, or I could have probably used this because I have a stud finder, and when we first moved into our house and we were hanging stuff, I don't think ours was working properly because it was beeping at things that were not studs, and it was not beeping where the studs were, so the library of things would have been very useful.
And then that is from our seed catalog. So we have a lot of people that are very into gardening in our community. You can come in, check out the seeds. If you know how to harvest the seeds to return them at the end of the season, great, we're happy to have them. If not, no problem.
So even though it's like a borrow system, you borrow them to then plant them and harvest your own crops at home.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
That's neat, yeah.
So yeah, just a few examples of the probably many items in the library of things.
We have a box of tools, we have a ukulele, we have a sewing machine, a bubble machine, dozens of board games. We have so many things there. It's
a good way to try out new skills.
Yes. Yep.
And then you also have a couple of events coming up. The Manhattan Short Film Festival?
Yes. So that is actually coming up next week, and that we just we show all the Manhattan shorts. So those are some American, some foreign. We let our patrons vote on which one that they like best, and it's just an informal, fun thing, but it's interesting to see the different subjects, different worldviews, things like that.
Nice. And then what about Club Maverick?
Club Maverick, that is a fairly new program that we have. It's kind of a social program for adults who have memory issues and their caregivers. And that is something, it's just a safe space for them to come and not have to worry about just causing a scene. You know, they're among their people that understand what they're going through and kind of connection with other people that are going through that as well.
That's really nice. And then what about Toddler Time?
So Toddler Time, that's another new one, and that's been a big hit. It's been pretty great. So we are, every Toddler Time, it's bi-monthly, as you can see, and we try and do a different theme each time. I believe the one we have coming up is Miss Laura with her puppets. Yes, and we have had her a few times now, and she is just great. We love having Miss Laura.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being here and
Thank
for
you so
sharing
much
all
for
this
having us.
information.
Thank you.